Like, this game's about winning, man. This game about getting close.
All right, football fans, let's take some time to unravel the all-time best NFL teams that never won a Super Bowl title. Number 1, the 2007 New England Patriots. The 07 Pats went 16-0, a perfect regular season. Unfortunately, they lost the Super Bowl 42 to the New York Giants. I mean, Randy freaking Moss was on this team. He caught 23 receiving touchdowns that season, not to mention Wes Walker, who also put in 1,000 receiving yards himself, along with the great list of Hall of Fame talent, including Richard Seymour, Junior Seau, Randy Moss, and of course Brady. This team showed us what offensive dominance really looks like. The 07 Pats were almost certain to win it all. They scored the most points in NFL history at the time, totaling 589 points, along with averaging 36.8 points per game, and Brady throwing 50 touchdowns that season, which ultimately led to him winning MVP. The 07 Pats would get through the AFC, but on the doorstep of winning it all, lost to the Giants 16-10 in the famous miracle catch from David Tyree. Number 2, the 1998 Minnesota Vikings. The 98 Vikings went 15-1 in the regular season, a passing game that bolstered 2 future Hall of Fame wide receivers, Randy Moss and Chris Carter, led by quarterback Randall Cunningham, another all-time great. Paired with a prolific running game, the Vikings team was loaded. Not just on offense also, the defense had its share of dominance too, ranking 6th in points allowed, with John Randall leading the way on that side of the ball. But of course, this team was remembered for its offense, which ranked number 1 in the league in scoring and had 30 points in more than 11 games that season, totaling 35 points per game. And the 98 Vikings recorded a then record for most points scored in a season. The Vikings would get right there by making it to the NFC Championship game, but a missed field goal by Gary Anderson and an overtime loss to the Atlanta Falcons ultimately dashed the dreams of Minnesota Viking fans everywhere and made this one of the best teams that never won a Super Bowl.
Unfortunately, that's kind of ruining their legacy.
Number 3, the 2001 St. Louis Rams. The 01 Rams were still the greatest show on turf, going 14-2 in the regular season, ultimately losing that Super Bowl to the New England Patriots. That Rams offense was still something to be reckoned with, led by Kurt Warner, Marshall Faulk, and a list of other great players. The Rams were running roughshod over the NFL at that time, dominating opponents, scoring 31.4 points per game. And ultimately, in their Super Bowl, their performance was just not up to par, and they lost 20-17 to a young Tom Brady and a New England Patriots team that not only upset them, but held them to one of their lowest scoring performances that season. Shout out Belichick.
They were a once-in-a-generation type team, and I think that they needed that win to solidify their place.
Number 4, the 1984 Miami Dolphins. The 84 Dolphins went crazy on offense, scoring 32.1 points per game. Dan Marino was standing on his business in that season, throwing for 5,084 yards and throwing for 48 touchdowns, both records at the time. The 84 Dolphins would go 14-2 in the regular season, get to the Super Bowl, only to get beat out by the San Francisco 49ers and Joe Montana, losing 38-16. Number 5, the 1968 Baltimore Colts. Baltimore Colts at that time were 13-1 record. Now remember, the two leagues, the NFL and AFL, were not merged yet. That would not happen until 1966. So the Super Bowl III loss by the Baltimore Colts marked the first time in NFL history an NFL team lost the Super Bowl. After losing John Unitas earlier in the season, the Colts had to pivot to their backup quarterback, who would lead them into the big game. With a combination of stingy defense and a decent offense, the Colts at the time were ushering in a new era of football for us. A zone defense was their highlight on that side of the ball, forcing quarterbacks into bad decisions. Unfortunately, the guy who didn't make the wrong decision, Joe Namath, you remember him guaranteeing that Super Bowl win? He did just that, and the Jets would beat the Colts in Super Bowl III 16-7, making it one of the biggest upsets in NFL history. Number 6, the 2004 Pittsburgh Steelers. The 04 Steelers was dominant, man, especially on that defense. They parlayed that dominance to a 15-1 regular season record. Unfortunately, they lost the AFC Championship game to the New England Patriots 41-27. Did I mention the Steelers were dominant? I mean, on defense, they were leading the league in points allowed, total yards allowed, and rushing yards allowed. And at least on offense, their running game was leading the way, having a significant contribution to their season's success. That defense will go down as one of the greatest ever to never capture a Super Bowl, allowing only 251 total points that year. And the running game racked up 2,524 yards, led by Jerome Bettis and Deuce Staley. Although dominant, the 2004 Steelers team still left us without a ring.
15-1, and to come short, oh man, it hurt.
These teams may not have won the ultimate prize, but their legacies live on in NFL history. Their stories are a testament to the drama, excitement, and unpredictability of the game that we all love. Hey, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, y'all, peace.
You can't get the title unless you knock the champ out. And we the champ.